You're home. Normal Tuesday. Phone in hand, sandwich on the table. Then the ground moves. Not like in the movies. No dramatic warning. Just suddenly, everything is shaking, and it doesn't stop. You have maybe 20 seconds of serious shaking. I end those 20 seconds. Most earthquake injuries happen, not from the earthquake itself, from what people do during it. Running for the door, that's where the frame collapses, standing in the open. That's where the bookshelf lands. Your brain wants to run. Your brain is reacting to the wrong threat. The threat isn't the building. The threat is moving objects to SO. Do you run for the door while the ground is still shaking? Or do you drop, find cover, and hold on until it stops? URAN.IT felt like the right call. Get out, move, escape. But here's what running during active shaking does. The floor is unstable. You fall. Falling objects move randomly. You can't predict them. The doorframe myth is from 1970s construction. Modern doorframes offer zero extra protection. And the stairwell during an aftershock, the most dangerous place in the building. The rule never changes. Drop. Cover. Hold on. Drop to the floor. Get under a solid table. Hold on to it. Stay until shaking completely stops. Then, and only then, move. 60 seconds of patience would have kept you out of that stairwell. Go back and choose again. Drop. Cover. Hold on. 3 words that kept you out of the stairwell. You didn't run. You didn't stand in the doorframe. You got low, got under cover, and waited. Here's what you did right. Covered during active shaking. Waited 60 seconds after it stopped. Check for hazards before moving. Shoes on before anything else. Check the door before opening it. 5 decisions. All correct. All cost you nothing but patience. Now you're in the hallway. Structure intact. No smoke. No gas. The stairwell is 15 meters ahead. But there's a choice coming. Main stairwell, quickest route down. But you can hear something from below. Voices, movement, people crowding. Fire escape at the back. Longer route, less used, possibly clearer. What do you do? You chose the fastest route, but fastest and safest are not the same thing. In an earthquake evacuation, the main stairwell concentrates everyone into the same narrow space. At the same panic moment, crowd crush, chain falls, no control over your own movement. And when the aftershock hit, you were exactly where you shouldn't be. In a crowd, on stairs, with nowhere to go. Here's what the fire escape gives you. Fewer people. Controlled pace. Your own decisions. In an emergency. The less crowded route is almost always the safer route. Even if it takes longer to get to. Go back and choose the fire escape. Less crowded. Controlled pace. Your decisions. That's what the fire escape gave you. 1 minute 28 seconds. 0 injuries. 1 person assisted. Here's the principle. In an emergency evacuation, the obvious route is the dangerous route. Everyone goes the same way. Everyone panics the same way. Everyone creates the same bottleneck. The less obvious route keeps you in control of your own movement, and control is everything. Now you're outside. Building behind you. Assembly point ahead. Your phone has signal. Your family doesn't know you're okay. Emergency lines are overwhelmed. You have 1 bar of signal. What do you do? You called everyone to IT felt like the right thing. Your family didn't know if you were alive, but here's what mass calling does. In the minutes after an earthquake, every survivor calls simultaneously. The network handles maybe 10% of normal capacity. 90% of calls fail or drop. Emergency services become unreachable. Your battery dies trying, and a dead phone means no map, no updates, no information, no way to receive the briefing location, no way to find the shelter. Here's the protocol. 1 SMS. Sent immediately. I'm okay. Location. Will update. SMS uses a fraction of network bandwidth. It passes when calls don't. It uses a fraction of the battery, and it takes 10 seconds, then conserve. Attends briefing. Get to shelter. Charge when available. Go back to 2 o'clock and choose again. 1 SMS. 10 seconds. Battery preserved. That's not callousness. That's communication that actually works. Here's what you unlocked by conserving battery. You attended the briefing. You found a shelter with clear directions. You registered. Search and rescue. Know you're safe. You have 58% battery for whatever comes next. And whatever comes next matters. Because earthquakes don't end when the shaking stops. The next 24 to 72 hours. Aftershocks continue, sometimes for days. Infrastructure takes time to assess. Some buildings will be condemned. Some areas will need evacuation. Your phone is your lifeline for all of it. Now, you're settled at the shelter. Night is coming. An official has announced that your building needs structural assessment before re-entry. Could be 24 to 72 hours. A neighbor says they saw your apartment floor. It looks fine. They're going back in tonight. What do? You cross the tape that IT looked fine. Your neighbor said it was fine. And for a while, it was. But here's what looks fine doesn't tell you. Hairline fractures and load-bearing walls. Compromised foundations. Weakened joints that one more tremor will finish. Structural damage is almost never visible to the eye. It requires equipment, training, assessment. That's what the tape is for. The 4.8 aftershock did in seconds. What the 6.4 main shock started. You made it out. But you made it out because you were lucky. About the timing of that aftershock. Not because the building was safe, official clearance means. A structural engineer assessed the building with equipment and determined it is safe for human occupancy. Not, it looks okay. Not, my neighbor said so. Assessed. Cleared. Safe. Go back and wait for clearance. You waited. Not because you were told to. Because you understood why. The tape isn't bureaucracy. The tape is a structural engineer's preliminary assessment. That the building may not be safe for occupancy. You stayed at the shelter. You used the time, charged your phone, read the protocols, rested. When the 4.8 aftershock hit at 2:30 a.m., you were in a certified safe structure, not in a yellow tagged apartment. Yellow tag meant not condemned, but compromised. And compromised plus 4.8 equals the conversation you didn't have to have. You got your essentials on schedule. You coordinated your family from a position of information. You moved into recovery phase with everything you needed and nothing you didn't. One more section, the final one. You survived, not because the earthquake was small, not because you were lucky, because in 30 seconds of chaos, you made the right calls. One more time, everything you need to know. When the shaking starts, drop, cover, hold on, not the door, not outside, under cover. When the shaking stops, wait 60 seconds. Check for hazards. Shoes first. Check the door before opening it. When you evacuate, less crowded route, not fastest route. Back against the wall, not center of corridor. Never use the lift. When you communicate, 1 SMS immediately. Conserve battery. Attends briefing. Register at shelter. When officials say wait. Wait. Yellow tag means compromised. Compromise de plus aftershock égale condamné. Official clearance means assessed, not guessed. And before any of this happens, emergency kit, 3 days of supplies, physical evacuation plan, pinned inside a cupboard, family meeting point agreed in advance, emergency contacts written on paper, 30 seconds of earthquake.